In Spain, wherever you go for a drink at a bar, you get a tapa. This is just a plate of cheese, a plate of nuts or meat or whatever. It's just an excuse to keep you nibbling before having dinner, because we have dinner quite late, not at 5 o'clock or something, you know, it's more like at 10, more civilized, to enjoy, that's it. This is one of my favorite tapas, called patatas bravas. They're just basically potatoes, deep fried twice, and then garnished with a tomato, garlicky, spicy sauce. Once you try this, you will never have a French fry again, my friend. So here's a little trick. Once you cut the potatoes, they have a lot of fecula, which is just starch. We had to rinse it a little bit so they will not stick. I make sure they're dry before I throw them in the pan, because I don't want them to explode like ba-boom, you know, inside of the oil. So here's the thing. I'm gonna fry first the potatoes, because I had to make the sauce, and this is gonna take a little more of time. And now we're going with the sauce. First, olive oil, and we're gonna poach our onion and our garlic together. The onion will release his juices, and for that, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to help the onion sweat. Look at the sexiness of the color, the caramelization of the onion. I'm adding a couple of chilies for the spicy. And fresh bay leaf for the perfume. And the chicken stock. So I put my chicken stock, let it reduce a little bit. Now, tomato sauce. Keep in mind that the tomato sauce is gonna be a little bit cold, so it's gonna bring down the temperature of the pan. That means that it's gonna take a little bit while it's starting to boil, but it's totally fine. I have here a little bit of oregano and a little bit of thyme, as you can see. The pimenton, a little touch. We add it at the end, because we don't want to burn it. Now that my sauce is ready, I'm gonna fry the potatoes. Voilà. My potatoes are frying, my sauce is done. I'm gonna be enjoying this in less than 2 minutes, I guarantee you. Now the potatoes are golden brown and nice. I'm gonna season them. The right moment to put the salt is as soon they come out of the fire. I have this lovely, 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 lovely plate, okay? That, by the way, reminds me so much to the terracotta in my country. Okay. Sauce on top. A little bit, not too much, because we don't want it to be like a super soggy. I have here my parsley. As I said before, try to chop your herbs always before enjoy them. Okay, so here I am. Nice. This is done. I'm hungry. Let's eat. Actually, this is my favorite tapa, and I like to enjoy it always with a glass of white wine. Now can't wait to taste it. The sauce is spicy, the potatoes are crispy. It has the perfume of the bay leaf in the sauce and a lot of parsley on top. That's a truly Spanish dish. So, another sip, another tapa. This time it's gonna be with seafood. Gambas al ajillo is one of the most popular tapas in Spain, and also is one of my favorites. It's so simple and so fast. It's basically pan-fried shrimps with a little bit of garlic, cayenne, bit of parsley, splash of vinegar. That's it, that's all. So let me tell you a story. In Spain, tapas are meant to be free. And this is how it works. When you go with your friends to a bar, when the first round, they give you a tapa, a good tapa. The second one, it pimp it up. The third one, it pimp it up, it pimp it up, it upgrades, it upgrades. You know, because it's basically an excuse to keep you drinking. The first thing is to start the garlic with the oil from room temperature. Why? Because if you start with the pan hot and the oil hot, the garlic is gonna burn, and that's very sad. The garlic starts to golden brown, as you can see, lovely, lovely. Now the chili. I like to break it like this with my fingers, so all the seeds, they'll go and infuse with the oil, infuse with the garlic before putting the shrimps in. So this is the shrimp, and I'm gonna show you right now how long this is gonna take to be cooked. Look. Put it in the pan, stir it, go to the fridge, get some olives, get some cheese. Hard to go more Spaniard than this. Put it in the plate. Pretty much, that's it. Flip them over again. Chop some herbs. And here's my personal trick. A little bit of vinegar. That's gonna give some tart and some flavor. It's gonna be awesome. So here's the thing. When you cook the shrimps, they cook very fast and they get rubbery. And rubbery means sad and depressive. So keep in mind, once you see they cook through, take them out of the skillet. If you go to Catalonia anytime, I strongly recommend you to have la gamba de Palamós, which is the shrimp from Palamós. Palamós is a fisherman's town, and they're just beautiful. Expensive, but beautiful. So, here's a little story, guys. Back in the days, in the mesones, in Spain, where people order a pitcher of wine, they used to give them with few slices of cheese or a slice of bread and cheese on top of it. So that would prevent of the flies to go into the wine. Because tapa, it means lid. And now, time. This is good, but no Spanish table, it must be respected without crunchy bread. Check it out. It's hard to go more Spanish than this. The garlic with the vinegar, with the chilies, with the juices from the shrimp. This you had to try. You had to try at home. In Spain, we love the pigs so much. We have different breeds depending on the region where they come from. Today, I'm making solomillo de cerdo al brandy, which is basically, it's another tapa, very nice one, and it's pork tenderloins and a brandy sauce. This is gonna be nice. I like to season my pork like a few minutes before cooking it with salt and pepper. Both sides. The pan, it has to be very hot. I mean, hot as the devil's living room, okay? We want all these juices to go out of the pan and just caramelize. So the meat is gonna be, at all times, it's gonna be juicy. You see? Now, look at that. Your meat is gonna shrink a little bit in the pan, but this is normal, don't worry. So now, resting a little bit. See all those little bits around the pan? I'm gonna need this for my sauce, for my brandy sauce. And watch this, because it's gonna be Awesome. Okay, see, the pan is still hot. The garlic, the onion, the loop. Bay leaf, very Spanish herb. Cut it. See how all the color is happening and how the onion is getting with the natural sugars of the pork, with the garlic, with everything. It's hard to do a brandy sauce without brandy, so. Why I'm doing this? Not because I'm a pyromaniac, that I am a bit, but because every time you flambe, you grab all the flavors, all the juices. Remember that I seared before the pork? Okay, all the juices, they're gonna go straight in the pan. And the brandy has reduced the chicken juice. Salt and a little bit of pepper. And a little bit of butter, because everybody loves butter. And the butter is gonna give the thickness to my sauce. The fire is on, things is melting, and while the sauce finishes, the last touches, I'm gonna cut the pork. The onions cook through. I taste the brandy, but miss a peppery flavor. And this, the oregano. I'm just gonna poach it very slightly on each side, 2-3 minutes, because I don't want it to overcook. This dish, it reminds me to my youth, my early days, when I had hair and I spent the summer times by the countryside. You just poach it to finish the cooking. You get the last of the juices inside your stew, tapa, cassoulet, guiso, estofado, whatever. And it's just beautiful, man. So this is ready. So let me tell you what I really like about this dish, is that it takes very little time to make, it's very easy, and it's very yummy. And every time I use brandy and oregano, it brings me back home. I have a nice sauce. Just look at the sauce. I have all the meat cut, and now I'm just dipping it in the sauce. And the final touch, I save some of the oregano that I have from before. And this is gonna give the final perfume. It's juicy, it's tender, full of perfume for the oregano and for the brandy. Talking about the double. And when you cook, in every step you take, try to show some love and show some respect to the food and enjoy. In Spain, we dine late, and it's normal to go out with your buddies for a beer and have a tapa in the meantime. This is gonna be tigres, and basically they're deep-fried mussels stuffed with a bechamel. They're delicious. I really like them because it's a recipe that my auntie, she used to make at home, and she learned it when she was living in Sevilla. Yole. The mussels, the cooking is very easy. 2-3 minutes with a white wine and spices, maybe a bay leaf, and they just open. As soon as they open, they're ready to go. So the mussels, they're cooked, they're nice, they're juicy. Now I'm basically working in the base of my stew, which is called sofrito. Sofrito is basically a stew of garlic, tomato, and onion. That's it, and it's the base of most of our dishes. So when the onion and the garlic, they're golden brown and cooked through, it's gonna be the moment to add the tomatoes. And that's how basically you do a sofrito. You don't put all the ingredients at once. You go step by step, respecting the cooking time of each ingredient. See the color that my sofrito has? It's getting a little bit orangey. The sugar of the tomato is reducing, it's getting there. And remember this, white wine and mussel juice. Touché, that's love. While this reduces, let's go to my chopping board. So my sofrito is reducing. I'm gonna chop the mussels. And why? Because I'm gonna stuff the shells after with this bechamel sauce. And I want in every mussel shell to have a little bit of mussel flesh. Now, flour to thicken up a little bit the sauce. It's very important at this point, okay, to cook through the flour. You see how it's changing now in the pot? Huh? That's what you want. So check, this was the texture that I was looking for. Chop some parsley, let it cool down, and then I'll be ready to stuff my mussel shells. So my dough is already cold, and now it's time to get this into this. And how I'm gonna do it? Very easy. With this, the plastic bag. This is gonna be awesome. Look, let me show you a quick trick to how to turn a plastic bag into a piping bag. I love pipers, you know. Well, I don't love pipers, I love pipes. Well, this sounds very bad, forget it. Anyway, imagine an army of 1,000 pipers going through the mountains of Scotland, you know. That would be tremendous to hear, you know. Make sure that you have everything down, see? Okay? Check it out. This is awesome. So now I'm gonna fry those mussels in oil and I'm gonna give it some crunch. How? Very easy, breading station. So first, flour, then egg and breadcrumbs. But this is my trick. Egg again and breadcrumbs again. By the double dipping in the breadcrumbs, I get a super extra crispy in the mussel. You better start slowly, like a 3 by 3, because if you put them all together, you're gonna drop down the temperature of the oil, and that's not good. So this is very, very fast. It takes like a minute. You hear? The oil is talking to you. Now it's ready. See the beautiful golden color? What was that? 20 seconds, 30 seconds? That's it, that's it, that's all. So this is ready, and let me tell you something. If you have friends coming over, they're gonna love this. See? It's crunchy, all the sauce is inside, and you have the spoon already in. You don't have to wash it after. Best homemade spoon ever. And let's go. So every time you're having tapas, you can enjoy them with a glass of wine or with a cool beer like this one. See? It's crunchy, you have the sauce inside. Pretty good, man. So I taste the sofrito, I taste the garlic, I taste the mussels, of course. It's crunchy, it's creamy at the same time. I love it, man. So the next time that you're hosting guests at home, try to amuse them with this dinner-style tapas, small bites, socializing, because they're gonna love it. They're gonna love your parties, seriously.